Good morning. I'm so happy to welcome you all here to the grand opening of Liberty Pointe, our new site and home here for U.S.VETS in Prescott. We had hoped that we could welcome you all here in person at some point in time, but we are very excited to welcome you here for our virtual grand opening via YouTube. I want to talk a little bit about gratitude. As many of you know, our old site was much smaller than our new location, and it had, tiny rooms, 4 veterans to a room with bunk beds and very cramped quarters. We had a really tiny kitchen, very tiny dining hall, limited space, and it was really difficult in the best of times at that site. We had no space for on-site services and no options for permanent housing for our veterans. So we moved to Liberty Pointe at the beginning of February. It was so excited. We moved 72 veterans here in one day. Was a flurry of activity getting organized and unpacked. And then the pandemic hit. And as you all know, the world changed. And as I think about going through this pandemic, it really became apparent to me what a life-saving option this new home really was for our veterans. I've always believed that housing is healthcare, and it's never been more prescient for me than it has been this past 6 months, because particularly during our stay-at-home order. Because where does somebody stay at home if they don't have a home to stay in? And so the gift that Liberty Pointe has afforded us, we have larger rooms, more space for veterans to physically distance, only 3 veterans per room, lots of outside space, lots of parking space, on-site services right here with easy access for clients to reach staff when they are in need and to get the services that they so critically need. And I'm so grateful that we're experiencing this pandemic through our new home here at Liberty Pointe, because honestly, it's been a lifesaver for our veterans through this time. I want to acknowledge some of the folks that brought us here and made this whole project possible. First and foremost, Bridgepoint Communities, which is Dane Beck, Ray Zogob, Herb and Stephanie Barrick, who were our dream team that came together and acquired the property, renovated the property specifically to our needs, everything we asked for. They really worked hard to make this perfect and a perfect home for our veterans. I also want to thank and acknowledge APS. APS loves our veterans, and they not only support our programming and services year after year, their steadfast support also this year provided all of the rooftop solar and canopy carport solar for the entire project here at Liberty Pointe. It's simply amazing that we have this great solar resource on site now to help save money so that we can provide more funding into direct services for our veterans. We have a wonderful, huge, beautiful kitchen right now, and that was developed by R.J. Russo with a beautiful design, state-of-the-art equipment. And that was made possible by the funding provided by the Home Depot Foundation, who's a great supporter and teammate for U.S.VETS, as well as the Bruce Halley Foundation. And we are so excited to be able to serve. We anticipate 75,000 meals out of this kitchen annually, and also run our culinary skills training class, which is a 13-week training program for our veterans to help them find employment. So we have a lot more exciting stuff to share, but first I would like to introduce you to our CEO, Steve Peck, who is joining us from his home in Los Angeles.
Thank you, Carol. What a great day. And it's been a long time coming. I walked this site more than 10 years ago, and even then felt that it was ideal for our purposes. The stars didn't align back then, but here we are today. And our U.S.VETS Prescott team and the city of Prescott has gotten across the finish line to create what we think will be a very, very powerful place to serve veterans. It puts all of our services under one roof, our housing, our mental health, our employment, helping veterans move forward. It will also be the site of the first Veterans Service Center in Northern Arizona, a drop-in center where there are showers, internet access, and most importantly, case management to help veterans reach their next level of independence. So I want to thank the Prescott community. We could not have done this without you. And also special thanks to our heroes, Bridgepoint Communities and the Home Depot Foundation. Your commitment and your generosity are going to change lives forever at this site. So we look forward to seeing you all in the future, and I look forward to seeing this site come to life, serving more veterans than ever before.
Steve actually had been here a couple of times and walked this site prior to the completion of the construction, and we're excited for him to come and visit it in person. The City of Prescott has provided significant financial support through their CDBG funding for Liberty Pointe. Really happy to introduce to you Greg Mangarelli.
Hi, my name is Greg Mingarelli, Mayor of the City of Prescott, and I just wanted to pass on my congratulations to everybody at U.S.VETS. What a tremendous accomplishment to see Liberty Pointe come to life. What a great facility for all of our veterans here in Prescott and the surrounding area to have a wonderful, comfortable place where they can go and receive services like never before. Congratulations to Carol and your whole team for all that you've done. We are so proud of you and the way that you've really elevated the services for our veterans here in Prescott. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor, and again, thank you to the whole City of Prescott for the ongoing support and partnership. I'd like to introduce next Sky Biasetti, who is, to many of you who know, as our operations manager. Sky is now working as our National Quality Assurance Director for U.S.VETS, and she's part of the national team. But I wanted Sky to be here to celebrate with us and help share with you some of the history of Liberty Pointe. She was really instrumental in helping, come up with the vision and getting this point made to fruition in this new home for us here in U.S.VETS. So, Sky?
Thank you, Carol. U.S.VETS has been my home for 13 years, and I was able to walk Liberty Pointe, or what was known as the Whipple Street Project, back in 2012, and walked it with Ray Zogob, one of the Liberty Pointe investors that Carol mentioned earlier. And I just knew at that moment that it was meant to be part of U.S.VETS and part of the U.S.VETS programs. I didn't know exactly when or exactly how that would happen. I just knew it needed to be. And throughout the years, we walked that property several times, and it wasn't actually until Carol had started with us and some of the evolvement of our programs happened that this program and this property came to fruition. The community that has made this possible and has made moving to Liberty Pointe for U.S.VETS the opportunity it has become. And a specific community member I'd really like to acknowledge is Supervisor Craig Brown.
Good afternoon. I'm Craig Brown, Chairman of the Board of Supervisors of Yavapai County. I just wanted to take a few moments to say how pleased we are and how wonderful we believe the expansion of U.S.VETS will be in this next coming years. The expansion of their programs and the assistance that they give to our homeless and as well as challenged veterans within this community is outstanding. They have been a neighbor of ours and somebody that we openly work with constantly throughout the year to improve the lives of our veterans that sometimes are overlooked. I just want to congratulate U.S.VETS on what a great job they've done on expanding their program and offering these things to our veterans here in Yavapai County.
Thank you, Supervisor Brown, and to the whole team over at Yavapai County. We so appreciate all the support. I'd also like to acknowledge another incredible community partner, Chief Black from the Prescott Police Department. Prescott Police Department has been an incredible resource for U.S.VETS and an ongoing partner in our outreach and activities in the community. People experiencing homelessness, often their first point of contact in our community is with the police department, and they sure work hard to make sure people know where to go to access services. I'd like to introduce Chief Black now, who's going to say a few words.
On behalf of the men and women of the Prescott Police Department, it is my privilege to congratulate U.S.VETS in the grand opening of Liberty Pointe. U.S.VETS is such an essential organization here in Prescott. Serving the men and women who have served our country is an important value add for Prescott. And Carol Benedict, all of her staff, and everybody with the organization has just been such a pleasure to work with them for all these years. Carol was one of the first leaders in the nonprofit world that reached out to me when I arrived here over 4 years ago. And that was an immediate friendship and an immediate collaboration that has really grown and fostered wonderful, wonderful things, including the opening of Liberty Pointe. So congratulations, Carol. Congratulations, U.S. Vets. Keep doing all the good work that you're doing.
Thank you, Chief Black. It's really amazing, the partnership and the ongoing support that you continue to provide with your department. We appreciate that. Although it's impossible to thank everybody, we really want to take a moment to give a special thanks to a few key people and organizations. First and foremost, I'd like to give a special thanks to our advisory council. Our advisory council supports us on many deep levels. Our advisory council consists of Mary Fusinski, Phil Kiwanyama, Pat Kirkendall, Jean Lindsay, Pat Parker, Dan Peterson, Liz Piper, Frank Shankwitz, and Darla DeVille. And each of them holds such an important partnership in what we do and perspective in how we do it, and we really appreciate each of them. I'd also like to say thank you to Cruise In for Veterans, who was able to sponsor our flagpoles out front of Liberty Pointe, as well as Yavapai County Republicans and American Legion Post 6, who has sponsored a service animal relief area for the veterans that have service animals with them. I'd also like to thank Prescott Vet Set, who sponsored our culinary program. And of course, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, who has sponsored so many things, such as dental, our move, and vital equipment for our site.
I'm Wanda Wright, and I'm the Director for the Arizona Department of Veterans Services. And today we celebrate with U.S. Vets Prescott on the opening of Liberty Pointe. The department is so pleased to be a partner with U.S. Vets Prescott in their work that they do with veterans in northern Arizona. As a Be Connected partner, we have joined together to provide all kinds of support for our veterans in that area and across the state. Congratulations, U.S. Vets Prescott. We support you, your community, and all the veterans that you serve.
Thank you, Colonel Wright. Thank you for all you do for U.S. Vets and supporting our veterans across the state of Arizona. Another one of our key main partners in the work that we do day in, day out is the Prescott VA, otherwise known as Nava Hicks. Nava Hicks works with us daily, providing referrals, getting services for veterans. They come and provide groups and individual meetings with veterans on site here. We have space for them to do that at our new site, which is great. We didn't have that before. And they refer veterans to us and make sure veterans know about our services. And most importantly, they fund our transitional housing beds here, which is a key point of getting veterans into the next step of permanent housing. So we are so grateful for the ongoing partnership with Nava Hicks, the Prescott VA, and I'd like to introduce their new chief, and we're lucky to have our director, Gurga.
Hi everyone, I'm Jean Gorga, the Medical Center Director at the Northern Arizona VA Healthcare System. I am so happy to participate in U.S. Vets' virtual grand opening ceremony for their new Liberty Pointe location. Nava Hicks values our 2-decade partnership with U.S. Vets, and we look forward to continuing that relationship with the new location. Our homeless program works very closely with U.S. Vets to provide numerous resources and services. Nava Hicks provides referrals, education groups, veteran verification and eligibility status, and even funding for transitional housing programs. The new Liberty Pointe location will offer counseling, employment assistance, outreach services, culinary skills, training, and much, much more. Veterans will have a full dining hall and laundry service, and the new location will have staff and support for veterans 24/7. U.S. Vets is also working on a service animal relief area and meditation garden. Navahix is so excited to be a part of the new Liberty Pointe location that will offer 72 transitional housing units and 61 permanent housing units for veterans. U.S.VETS has achieved a major accomplishment with the opening of Liberty Pointe, and Navahix is so happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
Every veteran that comes to us with a story, with a history, and we'd like to take an opportunity to share one of those with you.
I love building railroads because it gives me a peace of mind. It controls my anxiety. I ask God to help me build it, to inspire me. Well, I enlisted back in '68 for 4 years, United States Army. And then they had me train troop, be a leader, a platoon leader. So when I got discharged, I was retired from the United States Army and became something totally 100% in the opposite direction. I became an 1818 Rocky Mountain fur trapper walking around with 2 donkeys and a cane. Out there in the woods, being homeless, we're really put up our defenses and we act like we're running from something. And you don't trust nobody. And you come here and you see how this place is going, how everybody's saying hi, and hey, how you doing? Well, gentlemen, you have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow morning, and it's like family here. The staff and the guys, it's like family. Now that I have my own room, I'm happy, I mean, it's a mansion, to me. The donors, they made it possible for us to live a more better life, to show us that people still care about us veterans, truly. The staff are beautiful people. And I've opened up and relaxed more because I feel safer here. It's better than living out there in the woods, I don't have to move every 14 days. I have a hospital across the street. Everything is so close. I don't need a car. And people ask me, they see me walking with my walker when I walk to Walmart. Where do you live? And I go, well, I live down at Liberty Pointe. You ought to come in and see it, It's what U.S.VETS does. It helps guys who are homeless, having problems, no job, no work. They get them help, get them back on their feet, and they give them a place to stay permanently, like me, or help them find a place out there or back with their wives. And I go, that's good, I mean, it's good. Oh yeah, I'm happy. I love it. I don't want to leave it. Whether it's 33 more years or next year, I want to stay here for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Rusty. And I just want to say we are so happy that you found your way to U.S.VETS and found your home here with us, and we're happy to have you here. I mentioned Bridgepoint Communities earlier. They're our angel team that developed this entire project with us, and it was more than just investing funding. These guys learned about nonprofits for the first time. They learned how our funding works. They learned what our services are, the specific needs of the veterans we serve, and really built this site specifically to the needs of our veterans in mind. I'd like to introduce Dane Beck, one of the principals of Bridgepoint Community, who's going to say a few words next.
My name is Dane Beck, and I wanted to share with you why our family, the Beck family, and our local investor group, Bridgepoint Communities, is so excited to be part of this project. We saw an opportunity to take a challenged set of buildings and turn it into an asset that will serve our community for years to come. With the U.S.VETS Prescott, the city of Prescott, and our group, we were able to create a home for members of our community that truly needed one. And the U.S.VETS have been able to create a place where those people can find hope and independence to change their lives forever. With that, I wish the U.S. Vets Prescott a great grand opening and many great years to come.
Thank you, Dane, for those kind words, and thank you also to Ray, to Stephanie, to Herb, for the whole team at Bridgepoint Communities, for everything you've done for Liberty Point, and we are just so grateful. As anyone who has moved knows, it takes a while to get settled in, and we're still settling in here at Liberty Point. We've talked about a lot of the exciting things we've been able to offer so far. There's still so much here we would like to add and do. We'd like to add an outside exercise path with exercise station and walking path for veterans so they can get fresh air as they're exercising, a meditation garden so that they can have a peaceful place to relax, maybe if the veterans have some trauma or need to quiet their minds, and have a peaceful location to do that in outside. We'd like to offer a barbecue pit where we can have barbecues and parties on site and really, encourage the community building for veterans. And so there are a lot more giving opportunities at Liberty Point. If anyone is interested in talking more or learning more about those opportunities, please contact me. I'm happy to give a tour and talk about our vision for Liberty Point and bringing more services even to our veterans.
And as we come to the close of our grand opening, we'd be remiss if we didn't express our gratitude to everyone, our generous community, the community that supports us, our daily work with our veterans, year after year, month after month, and day after day. Whether you're new to the U.S. Vets family or you have been part of our family for years, we appreciate you and we thank you for your ongoing support. And thank you so much for being a part of our grand opening.
We're looking forward to the moment in time when we can really invite you all here, give you a tour, have you meet and visit with our veterans, and really share and see the work that we're doing on site that you all support. But until then, we have some exciting news, and I'd like to just give you an exclusive sneak peek of our next project coming in 2023 called Fort Whipple.
We are proud to announce that in partnership with Gorman & Company, we have been selected to develop supportive housing for senior, homeless, and at-risk veterans at the Northern Arizona VA Healthcare System, Navajix campus in Prescott, Arizona, formerly known as the Army Post Fort Whipple in the late 1800s. Together, the partnership will design, develop, construct, and manage affordable supportive housing units to serve Northern Arizona veterans.
They are pretty sound. I think they're like early 1900s, 1902, 1906. I believe the structure is concrete block on the exterior and it's solid. They're 18 inches thick mostly. And they go up to the second level and third level to the base of the attic floor. And then they're on granite stone bases for the foundations, which is pretty impressive.
The Navajix campus will be expanded to include the development of affordable housing in 6 of the houses that were the Army officers' quarters, as well as new units on 3 acres of vacant land located at the southwestern portion of the campus, adjacent to the officers' buildings. The campus will offer wraparound services, including workforce development, case management, counseling, therapeutic services, and health care in partnership with the VA. This effort will have a significant impact on increasing the affordable housing inventory in Northern Arizona and reducing the number of homeless veterans in Yavapai County.
Woo!